As a crafter, does measuring make you nervous? Do you get anxiety when you read directions and have to measure 5/16 by 4 1/8? You're not alone. Layle found this amazing ruler that's going to rock your world. With a little help from Scatter, we have found a ruler that makes measuring easy. Simply measure and cut with confidence. Let's take a look at the ruler. This custom ruler that we had created from Scrapbook and Memories has all of the dimensions that you would need in your paper crafting projects. Every single 1/16 is represented on this ruler. It's easily marked. So you have the 1/16, 1/8, 1/4. All of the measurements that you could possibly need are represented on here, and they're marked clearly. There are two rulers. There's one that's a 6-inch ruler and one that's a 12-inch ruler. 12-inch ruler at the top, and then at the bottom we have a 0 centering ruler. So if you want to measure something and make sure that it's in the middle, you have your 0 point and you can measure to the left and right. This ruler gives you everything you will need to be able to make the perfect cut every time. As you can see, the numbers and the words and the different increments for measurement show up really well on a dark paper because the etch marks are white. But I want to show you something when you place them on a white background. If you're working on a white background, you'll notice that all of the measuring increments kind of disappear. They're harder to see. I have a solution to make that so much easier. I'm just using an inexpensive bottle of acrylic paint, and I'm going to color in all of those marks so that you can see them on a lighter colored paper. I'm going to color in my 6-inch ruler. I'm going to flip it over, and you'll be able to feel where the etch marks are. All I'm going to do is I'm going to shake up my paint, and I'm just going to add a few drops of paint to the back of the ruler. You could easily use a paintbrush. I'm just going to use my finger because it's acrylic paint and it wipes off easily. And I'm just going to spread that paint and kind of push it into all of those grooves. This might give some of you anxiety, but wait until you see the results. So you're going to fill it in, then you're just going to take a paper towel, a dry paper towel. Don't wet it because you don't want to remove all of the paint that you just got into those creases. And you're just going to wipe that off. And I'm not wiping super hard. I'm just wiping enough to get the paint off, but not hard enough to get in those grooves and wipe and pull the paint out of the grooves. I'm going to go ahead and take another clean towel and then wipe just a tad bit harder to get rid of the excess paint, but not get rid of the paint inside of those etch marks. As you can see, I filled in all of the etch marks with this pretty coral color. When you flip it over on white paper, you can easily see all of the measuring increments on white paper. Of course, the cute little scatter. And then this great quote from Layle: "Every adventure begins with one measured step." Isn't that the truth? So that's my little tip for using these great rulers on white paper as well as black paper. On dark paper, you can see that the white shows up beautifully, but so does the coral paint that we just put on the smaller 6-inch ruler. Lots of versatility. I think I'm also going to go back and get a second set. I'm going to leave one white, and then I'm going to leave one that is colored in so that if I'm working on dark paper, I can use the white. If I'm working on light paper, I can use the coral. So just something to think about if you love this idea and you have anxiety and stress over measurements and trying to follow kit directions and trying to figure out on your ruler how much is 1 5/16. This takes all of that anxiety away. It makes measuring so much easier. You can measure your paper, put a little pencil mark where you need to cut, take it over to your trimmer, and easily get the exact measurements every single time. So I hope this helps solve that measuring issue that many of us have. We're crafters, but do we want to do math? Not particularly. This takes all of the guesswork out of measuring.